Welcome to today's episode of Rich Fridays podcast, where you can hear entrepreneurial stories and business tips for a filthy rich mindset. I'm your host, Dr. Neka, and if you have not already done so, hit that subscribe button so we can keep you up to date on every episode, including discounts on services and products that are necessary to run your business. You are listening to Filthy Rich Secrets today on this beautiful Friday, and we are going to talk about business plans and whether your business needs it or not. So let's jump right in. I'm going to talk about 10 reasons. I think 10 is good. 10 reasons why your business needs a business plan. And so, for those who are not really familiar about what a business plan is, it's like a roadmap. Look, you got to look at it like that. It's possible to travel. You could travel without a map, but if you have everything already mapped out in your head, you may not need it. And so, rather than putting yourself in a position where you're going to have to stop, you lose time, you're getting lost, or you got to ask somebody for directions, entrepreneurs often use business plans to guide themselves. Business plans are important because they help business owners see the bigger picture. You can plan ahead, make important decisions, and overall, you can improve the overall likelihood of your business success. Also, it's a great way of wording your business on paper so that you can qualify for certain funding, and that's what we definitely want, them coins. This applies to all business owners, including those already making money. A good business plan that's well written is important because it gives entrepreneurs the ability to lay out their goals. You could track your progress as your business begins to grow. Formulating a business plan should be like the first thing you do when you start a business. They can also attract business investors and help them determine if your business is on the right path and worth putting money into. Business plans typically include detailed information that can help improve the business's chances of success, like a market analysis, your competitive analysis, marketing, your customer segmentation, logistics, operational plans, your cash flow. I mean, and though it could sound tedious and time consuming to put it together, but honestly, business plans are extremely critical to your business's success. So let me just jump into the 10 reasons why. The first one is that they help with critical business decisions. While business plans have many purposes, the primary importance of a business plan is that it helps you make better decisions. Entrepreneurship is often an endless exercise of decision making and crisis management. You are putting out fires here and there while you are just trying to get that plan into action. And changes can occur every minute. And sitting down to consider all the ramifications of any given decision is a luxury that many entrepreneurs don't have. That's where a business plan comes in. Building a business plan allows you to determine the answer to some of the most critical business decisions ahead of time. You do not need to sit down and think about it when that time comes because it's already been put into place. And the answers to some of these questions that you will have to answer as you write out your business plan. It might seem tough, but thinking deeply about your core strategies can help you understand how these decisions will impact your broader strategy now and in the future. Furthermore, if somebody asks you questions about your business and is like, what's going to happen if this happened, you can answer intelligently because you have already sat down and thought about all this. The second reason is to iron out all the kinks. Putting together a business plan requires entrepreneurs to ask themselves a lot of hard questions. And some of those questions will take time. So you may have to do some research, which is okay and it's necessary so that you could become the expert in your industry. And even if you've never had to write a business plan or give it to somebody outside of your company, the practice of writing it will help you and your team articulate your vision in realistic terms and better determine if there are any gaps in your strategy. The third reason is to avoid the big mistakes. According to the SBA, which is known as the Small Business Administration, only about half of small businesses are still around to celebrate their fifth birthday. And that's crazy. We all want success. So you can imagine the heartache when your business doesn't pan out the way you thought, or should I say pan out the way you planned? Because if you had a business plan, more than likely you wouldn't fail if you're attending to it the way you need to. And while there are many reasons why small businesses fail, many of the most common are purposely addressed in the business plan. According to the data from CB Insights, some of the most common reasons businesses fail include no market need. No one wants what you're selling. Lack of capital. Cash flow issues or businesses simply run out of money. You have an inadequate team. This underscores the importance of hiring the right people to help you run your business. Stiff competition. It's tough to generate a steady profit when you have a lot of competitors in your space. Pricing. Some entrepreneurs price their products or services too high or too low, and both scenarios can be a recipe for disaster or can stagnate your growth. The fourth reason is to prove the viability of the business. Many businesses are created out of passion, and while passion can be a great motivator, which I so can identify with this, it's not a good proof of point. Your business needs to be solving a problem. Planning out exactly how you're going to turn that vision into a successful business is perhaps the most important step between concepts and reality. Business plans can help you confirm that your grand idea makes sense. A critical component of your business plan is the market research section. And market research can offer deep insight into your customers, what they want, what they like, what they don't want, your competitors, who's doing this, who's doing that, who is on the trends in your chosen industry. You want your marketing plan to show there's a gap that your service or your product will fill, or your product or service is better than what is out there. It's also going to inform you on activities like advertising. Where do I need? Do I need to be on billboards? Should I be on the back of the bus? Do I need to be in the church's newsletter? Should I be sending out uh, flyers like Valpak? And if you have a business plan, it's going to inform you on activities like that. The fifth reason is to set better objectives and benchmarks. Without a business plan, objectives often become arbitrary, without much rhyme or reason behind them. Having a business plan can help you make those benchmarks and make them more intentional and consequential. They'll even keep you feeling accountable in your long-term vision and strategy. Plus, you'll be able to see the business strategy for what it is or what it isn't, and if it's coming together over time. Your sixth reason is to communicate objectives and benchmarks. Whether you're managing a team of 100 or two people, you can't always be there to make every decision yourself. Think of the business plan like a substitute teacher. It's ready to assist if you're not there. For your executive team, they can always consult the business plan to understand the next steps in the event that they can't get an answer directly from you. Sharing your business plan also helps ensure that your members and your employees are all aligned with what you're doing. They understand the why behind the instructions, and they share the same understanding of your company's long term objectives. The seventh reason is to secure financing. Hello, we need to get them coins, guys. If you're planning on pitching to a venture capitalist, borrowing from a bank, or are considering selling your company in the future, you're likely going to need a business plan. After all, anyone that's interested in putting money into your company is going to want to know it's in good hands and that it's a viable product in the long run. Business plans are the most effective ways of proving that and are typically a requirement for anyone seeking outside financing. The eighth reason is to better understand the broader landscape. No business is an island, guys. And while you might have a strong handle on everything happening within your business, you're a pro, you're an expert, it's equally important to understand the market terrain as well and how it's changing because time waits for nobody. One day, this is how it works, and another day, it's different. What they say, yesterday's price is not today's price. So you need your business plan is going to go a long way in helping you better understand your competition and the market you're operating in more broadly. It's going to also highlight consumer trends and preferences, potential disruptions, and other insights that aren't always visible just by taking a quick look. The ninth reason is to reduce risk. Entrepreneurship is a risky business, period. But that risk becomes significantly more manageable once tested against a well crafted business plan. Drawing up revenue and expense projections, devising logistics and operational plans, and understanding the market, your competitive landscape, can all help reduce the risk factors in business. And it's not something that you could just easily see like that or go research on Google. You really need to get in there and really do a lot of research and check out what's going on around you. Having a business plan allows you to leave less up to chance. You can make better decisions and you can enjoy the clearest possible view of the future of your company. The 10th reason is to help you see your short and long term goals. This is so important. A lot of people change up how things are going to go, and you still need to go back to that business plan, make sure it aligns with your vision and mission, because you're going to need to figure out how to segue. You're going to need to figure out if that works for you. Is this the right time? Do we have the financing? A proper business plan gives directions regarding resources required. So, for example, which license does your business need now? Which is a short term goal. Okay, let's do another one. Increasing our marketing budget every month for the next 3 months. That's another short term goal. Why would we need to increase our marketing budget for the next 3 months? Maybe because we have contracts lined up that would require a higher budget in terms of marketing. So the business plan helps you align that because now you have a contract in front of you, but you don't have the financed budget to take care of it in the next 3 months. But if you had looked at your finances, you would know that that contract is something you could not take on right now, hence the business plan. Let's do another one. Tripling the amount of employees hired after 1 year. That's a long-term goal, and that might be necessary if you're aligning employee growth with customer growth. The more customers you have, depending on the field you're in, the more employees you may need. And so understanding how you're going to expand and expanding with your growth realistically, it helps to put things into perspective. Okay, now we need to increase our marketing budget on Indeed or, any of these platforms that help you find employees because that stuff's not free. You need to be able to map all those things out. So I know I said I had 10 reasons why you should have a business plan, but I think my own story is good enough to kind of further explain. I did not expect this happening, and it did, and it taught me so many lessons despite the outcome. When I attended Temple University as a college student, I had the opportunity to have Professor Dwight Carey as my entrepreneurial course instructor. Now, if you don't know who Professor Carey is, this man, yeah, he's an entrepreneurial genius. His first company was built over 55 years ago, and today he runs about 16 or 17 corporations all around the world. I'm talking about companies in robotics, factory automation, engineering, and partnerships with mega companies like Samsung. But let me not digress. The first day of class, Professor Carey said he wasn't interested in giving tests or teaching from a book. He was interested in the mindset of his students and what we could do when we have all the gems and secrets in the business from the jump. He shared insight on what we should wear for our complexion, down to perfume and cologne, how to spot a deal when it was going sour before it even went sour. And our only assignment for that class was to actually write a business plan and execute it. And I mean execute it. You had to do it. I chose to develop a real estate company that would provide resort style housing to college students so that students would stay on campus to learn, but at the same time, feel that their personal needs were being fulfilled. And that included having like an on-site Target store dedicated to products a college student would need, car wash station, a facility where teachers and retired professors could come and tutor students in all courses, a state-of-the-art gym, car wash, movie theater, tennis courts, like anything that you would usually get on a resort, you were going to get it there while you attended class. That way you stayed put. It was everything. And after presenting my business plan to Professor Carey, he had me rehearse it several times because this man was about business. He had me walk into the local bank that had just opened at the edge of Temple's campus and present my business plan to the president of the bank. I thought he was crazy, but as an entrepreneur, I was more crazy because I did everything he said to do. He even had me learn the names of the president and prep me on how to bypass the front desk. And I did just that. I walked out of the bank with a conditional $2 million loan. And the reason it was conditional was because I didn't have a team of experienced professionals working with me. And that's actually all I needed to get to for that plan to have actually worked. So reflecting on my experience, how many of you have a team or need a team or even need a good business plan, like a really good business plan? Well, I have something for you at the end of this episode that you can download for free that might assist you with that. So now that you have a solid grasp on the why behind business plans, let's talk about the different types because some of them will suit you for specific situations And so it's kind of good to understand which one you'll need at that point in time. The first one is an elevator pitch. It's usually like 1 to 3 minutes long and is a teaser into who and what your company does. It helps you promote your business, and many people use it to attract potential investors. Your goal is for your elevator pitch to be so enticing that the listener wants a meeting to learn more. Another type is a pitch deck. It does sound like an elevator pitch, but it is different. A pitch deck is like a movie trailer to your business. It should be an entertaining slideshow that gives details that will attract an investor to your business. So for this format, you'll give an overview of your business idea in hopes that the investor requests to do business or wants to read your business plan. You might talk about your executive team. You might talk about your products and services and how it helps the market. And then you may dive right into profits. Like I said, this format is really good for provoking a conversation from the investor, and it should include, again, like I said, your managerial summary, graphs, slides, and other data that can trigger a discussion. The third type is an operational plan. This format gives very detailed information on how to operate your business in reality, and you usually do not show it to anyone outside of your company or what you would call an external shareholder, which is like your customers. And if you want to know why, think of it like this. Wouldn't Facebook love to know Google's operational plan? Like, I'll just put it like that. The last type I'll cover is the marketing plan. Your marketing plan should cover all of your strategies for communicating, promoting, and delivering your company's product or service to your customers. So it should discuss your ideal customer, competition, the landscape, social media, media advertising, sponsorships, direct mail, and even collaborations. So now that you understand the difference, I hope you could sit down and write that business plan, pitch deck, or marketing plan, whichever it is that you need. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Now, I did say I had something for you guys, and that is a template on how to write a business plan. Head on over to richfridays.com, click on this episode, and you can download your free template today. It'll help you, it breaks it down, it prompts you with questions that kind of help you think so that you answer each part correctly and thoroughly. Again, if you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe, download, and like this episode. Share it with everybody. I'm Dr. Neka, and I'm out. See you guys next week.